Hey, hello! StreamYard says it is showtime, so here we are. Today for the live stream, going to focus on 5 major causes of failure and how we can overcome them in case we happen to be afflicted by a few of them. And this information is coming out of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's taken from his chapter Organized Planning, and under the section where he talks about 30 major causes of failure, I am just dealing with the first top 5, and some of them are pretty biggies, so pretty big ones. So, what we're going to do here is just jump into it. I want to try to keep these live streams about 20 minutes long. I'm dealing with a small laptop computer, and for some reason it's overheating. I think the streaming software is having a drag on the system. So I'm trying to do what I can to minimize that drag. But let's just jump into it. The 5 major causes of failure and how to overcome them. The first one is too little intelligence, or even Warren Buffett would say, too much intelligence. When Napoleon Hill was writing, he was concerned about the people that really didn't have much mental ability, people that had a low IQ. And he said there wasn't a whole lot that could be done to remedy this situation except for participating in the Mastermind Alliance. And I have heard of this being helpful for people in that situation. And I have seen that really in my own family life. Bob Proctor is a guy that is a good example of this. He says when he was young, he didn't really have a whole lot going for him mentally. He had some ambition, but he wanted to become an entrepreneur. He wanted to become wealthy, but he felt like he didn't have anything to offer in exchange for networking with other successful entrepreneurs. So what he did is that he just chose to try to be of service in any way that he could to try to get into the inner circle of the entrepreneurs that he was wanting to network with. And one day he shared that a couple big entrepreneurs, I think it was Nightingale and Earl Nightingale and Connet. Anyway, they were in town and he knew the town, Bob Proctor did, and they needed transportation. So he volunteered. He said, I will drive you around town and, I'll just be of service. And they took him up on the offer, and that let him get his foot in the door. But I mean, he didn't get his foot in the door by being a smart entrepreneur, a wizard of Wall Street, anything like that. He just got his foot in the door by saying, hey, I know this town. I've got a car. I'll drive you around. Uh, you want to take me up on the deal? And yeah, they said yes. So, and he began his relationship with those entrepreneurs and just grew from there. But yeah, sometimes too little intelligence can be something that can hold us back. But if we network with other people who are skilled in certain areas, and if we have something to offer to those people, you never know where things are going to work out. In my own family life, my wife and I have been working together in our own home based business since 2011. Started out with me pushing a lawnmower. And then, we started trying to figure out what we can do without me sweating in the hot sun all day long. And so we started a phone consultation service. And it was something we found online, internet based. And my wife was just especially gifted for it. We found a network where women were looking for help in matters of the heart, love and relationships counseling. My wife was, I mean, just perfect for it because she's a real people person, but she hated the internet. She hated being online. I mean, I'm still trying to teach her how to use a smartphone. It's really kind of comical because she is technologically impaired. When it comes to people skills, she is gifted. But when it comes to tech, she can't really do a whole lot with this little device. Sometimes I think I live on this device. But I mean, that makes us a perfect match because, yeah, she is great with talking to people. I am great with trying to figure out, the technical stuff. So that's how we have organized things in our business relationship together since 2011. She handles most of the clients, most of the customers, and I handle all the technical stuff. And just about a week ago, I had a problem with some of the technical stuff. And, I was trying to put together a links page, kind of like a sales funnel, but it's got all my links listed on it. And in the business that I'm in, they give us a template that we can use that works to make a basic links page. And I got it all worked out. I made it to where it actually worked. I have about 7 links on it, maybe. My pages are all connected. All my internet pages are connected. But the color scheme, I just didn't like it. It took me a long time to try to figure out, what is going to make this look aesthetically pleasing. So I asked my wife, she knows nothing about internet, nothing about computer, nothing about coding, nothing about block editors, but she knows colors. She knows art. She knows drawing. She knows crochet. She knows how to paint. And she took one look at my sales funnel and she said, okay, you need to change this color here, change this color here. These two colors, they'll blend in well together. Change these colors. And so I did that and then I showed it to her again. And she said, yeah, looks a whole lot better, but it was just, words and links on a blank screen. And, she said, you need to add some more color to it. Maybe if you could like pink hearts as a background picture somehow. That would really set it off. And me being a guy, pink hearts. I'm not a Barbie girl living in a Barbie world. She is. But I stopped to think about that for a couple of minutes and I looked at it and I thought, she's right. So I went back to the editor. I got a royalty free a stock image of a heart in a rainstorm and use that. Put that as a background picture. And that is exactly what that page needed. And yeah, I showed it to her. She said, yeah, she gave me the thumbs up on that. And I mean, I would never have figured that out by myself because I don't know my colors. Favorite colors are black and white. My background screen there, black and white. I love black and white. Red. I also love red, but I mean, I've got like a crayon box of 8 colors, and that's it. That's all I know how to work with. She's dealing with the box of 64 colors, and she's looking for more. So yeah, between the two of us, we were able to figure that out. So if you can network with people who are more skilled in certain areas than you are, then I mean that can help. And Warren Buffett also says that sometimes having too much intelligence can be a detriment. He has a famous quote that says, if you got an IQ of above 120, you know, take the extra stuff, give it to somebody else because you don't need it. Sometimes, smart people, we can get stuck in ruts. We may, I tested out in high school at about 130. Not to brag, but yeah, I was offered Mensa membership. I turned it down because at the time I didn't really see the value in it. But I mean, where has that high IQ gotten me as an entrepreneur? I've been a 5 figure earner my entire life. You know, never a 7 figure earner, never a 6 figure earner. Mid 5 figures is the top that I've been able to achieve. And you would think, a guy with a high IQ should be a genius. Well, sometimes we geniuses, we like to get stuck in a rut. and we'll overanalyze a situation. Analysis paralysis, that's been where I've been living the past several years. And I've been learning, break out of that, break out of that. And again, if you're networking, mastermind alliances, forming mastermind groups with people of lower intelligence to kind of balance out your high IQ handicap. I mean, together, people of low IQ, people of moderate IQ, people of high IQ can actually work together and get stuff done. Independently, I mean, we don't have that power, but combined, we can form a real synergy that can really make things happen. So, too little intelligence or too much, forming a mastermind group, a mastermind alliance, working with other people can really be of help. Next one, uh, lack of purpose in life. Napoleon Hill says there is little that can be done to help you in this matter, except, of course, networking with other people who are driven. But so many people, they're just drifting on the wind. They don't know what they want in life, and they have no incentive to go out and get it. They're just stuck in a comfortable rut, and they stay there for as long as that rut is comfortable. But you know what? In Kabbalah, there's a teaching. It's also in other spiritual traditions too. But God has two ways of moving us forward: the carrot and the stick. And sometimes, if the carrot doesn't work and we really need to move, and God's dangling a carrot out in front of us, and we refuse to climb up out of our rut to get that carrot because it's just too much work. We're stuck in a rut, but it's a comfortable rut. We're in our comfort zone. Well, if the carrot doesn't work, then God's got another way to move us forward, and that's the stick, the goad. We need to be prodded to move forward. And that's the way it is in life sometimes. Some people are not driven to go after the better things in life. But when your comfort zone that you've been stuck in for years finally becomes so uncomfortable that you need to get out of there, then that can be the impetus that moves us forward. But yeah, so many people are just stuck in a comfort zone. They've got no purpose in life. They don't know why they're here or what really drives them, if anything. And so finally, becoming so uncomfortable that you see the wisdom in moving ahead, that can be what moves us forward. But again, masterminding, networking with people that are more successful than you, maybe more intelligent than you, maybe more gifted in other areas than you, that can be the impetus that moves us forward too. So, yeah, lack of purpose in life, try networking with high achievers and see what happens. Another major cause of failure, and this is something that can be easily overcome, especially today in the information age, is a lack of education. Napoleon Hill writes in his book, Think and Grow Rich, a lot of the millionaires that he was networking with were self made, self taught individuals. They didn't allow a lack of education to set them back, to hold them back. No, they taught themselves. They went to something that we used to call the public library. I don't know if they still exist. I know we still have a public library in our small town, and folks go there primarily to access the internet and read books online, but they've got, real books too that you can check out. But a lot of people, it's like a lot of people, I get so frustrated. I've got a sister-in-law that says, "Oh, nobody reads anymore." She doesn't like books. She doesn't like the library. She doesn't like being a self-taught individual. She just likes to, just hang out in her comfort zone. And her comfort zone right now is pretty comfortable. But a lack of education will hold you back if you allow it to. And so today in the information age, we've still got libraries, we've got courses online that we can benefit from, we've got YouTube videos that we can benefit from, We've got, so many different audio programs and books on tape and audiobooks that there really is no no excuse to be stuck in the rut of a lack of education. Just get the self discipline needed to go ahead and learn something and then set your mind to the fact that you are going to learn it. So that finishes out lack of education. Lack of self discipline. And this is where everything can fall apart. It's like we see so many people in the home based business niche where, they want to try something. They want to join a business. The business seems to be cheap enough. It's like, 20 bucks, 25 bucks. I can jump in, I can start it. And they get in there and they work it for about a week and they get discouraged and they quit and they go on to something else. And these are people that are just chasing, one shiny object after another. They really have no motivation to keep going. They've got no self discipline to sit down and learn a new skill, to learn a new talent. And if you want to succeed, you have to somehow develop the self discipline to start doing something, stick to it, and keep doing it until you do it well, and then move on to the other thing. It's like with me and these live streams. The first couple of live streams I did were stinky, I thought. Bad computer connection, just a whole bad uh, appearance. One live stream I did had no video and no audio. I was about ready to throw in the towel at that point. But I thought, no, no, I'm networking with some high achievers, and they keep telling me, you've got to persist, keep persisting. And so, yeah, I just kept persisting and trying it and trying it. And finally, I just get the feeling things are starting to come together. I'm getting some of the right tools, I'm learning how to use them, and I'm just going to keep doing this until I get my mojo and start doing this well. And so, yeah, that takes self discipline. It takes just the willingness to show up, keep trying, and keep doing until you finally succeed, and then keep doing it better. Who was it? Mary Lou Angelo? Forget her name now, but she said, when you know better, you will do better. But until you know better, just do what you can and keep learning how to do better. And I mean, there's a lot of truth in that statement, and I love it. Uh, yeah, when you know better, you will do better. So just keep learning until you do know better. But yeah, it takes self discipline to really stick it out until you do know better. And finally, the last obstacle to success, a cause of failure that a lot of us suffer from, a bad environment during childhood. And this is something that can scar us from an early age and really hold us back throughout the majority of our adult lives. I've heard of so many people that were just told as children, nothing you do is good enough. And they walk away with that attitude. It's like, you keep telling me nothing I do is ever good enough. I can never please you. So therefore, I'm just not going to try anymore. And I'm just not going to do anything. I'm just going to stay in my comfortable little rut and stay stuck here because somebody way back in my childhood told me that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't going to measure up. And so that's the lesson that I learned. I'm just not going to try anymore. And there are other lessons that can scar us for life that we learn in childhood. The lesson that, okay, you're no good. Or, the lesson that I can't trust people, people that were physically abused or verbally abused or mentally abused in childhood. We can develop trust issues like you will not believe. Issues that, you're raised thinking that the world is out to get you because a lot of the people in your family were out to get you. And you carry that into your professional work zone. And it's like, who do you trust? That some of the people that we deal with in our phone counseling work, it's like women that just trust all the wrong guys, all the wrong people, and they just think, okay, I'm unlovable. I'm unworthy. A cad. Everybody else out there is a pig, and I'm better off without them. I'm better off just being by myself in my own little world. And to overcome that, again, I think a mastermind group, a mastermind alliance, networking with people more skilled in certain areas than we are can be helpful. We can overcome the bad lessons to network with people of similar background, but learn they could overcome that handicap. One guy that really impresses me is a guy that we're connected on Facebook. We're not best friends or anything, but he invited me to join him in a Facebook group that he created, Temecula 411. His name is Manny Lopez, and I mean he's a successful entrepreneur. I'm not exactly sure how we got connected on Facebook, but we did, and he invited me into his group. And it's a place where we have a lot of high rollers and some low rollers, not so high rollers, some average folk hanging out too. But one of the ladies in the group asked, how old everybody was. And Manny kind of chimed in with his sense of humor and said, "Hey, what's her name? She's looking to see if she can find someone to date in the group. Hope you guys are ready for it." And he gave his age, and without thinking, I just gave my age. And then I got looking at my age, got looking at his age. This guy's half my age, far more successful than I have ever been. And I know his story, from orphan to CEO. He didn't have a lot of the breaks that I had. He had a worse childhood than I had. And yet he's overcome it to become a seven-figure earner and to be CEO of his own company. And I mean, a major company, not a little company, not a little home biz place like I've got. I'm a five-figure earner. I've been a, comfortable five-figure earner most of my life. And now I'm just now getting around at the tender age of 60 something, wanting to bust out into the six-figure world and then the seven-figure world. And I got looking at that post, and that made me think. That made me take a good hard look at my life. Good hard look at what Manny is sharing in the group. Made me think, you know what? We don't talk about business in that group. We just joke around. We share memes. Some people that's serious business. We share memes. We do memes. But I mean, just memming around like that, it was enough to open my eyes and make me think that, you know what? I need to take my game and I need to kick it up a notch. And I mean, nobody ever told me, in that group, Ralph, you really need to kick it up a notch. But I could see from the people that I was networking with and the things that they were sharing, and me taking a look at my life as it is right now, and coming to see that they are at a place that I want to be. And if I want to achieve that, I really got to get the ball rolling because I don't have another 61 years left in me to play around with. I really got to take things more seriously in my life if I want to move ahead. And so, yeah, bad environment during childhood. Somehow in my childhood, I got the lesson learned that being a five-figure earner is all that I'm capable of. Being a minimum wage earner is all that I'm capable of, and aspiring to more is just folly. And I don't know where that lesson got into my head from, but it's from childhood, and now I'm learning to overcome it. Take that lesson and kick it out of my brain and just kick things up a notch. And I'm learning to do that. And I'm networking with the right people to help me make that happen. But again, masterminding, networking with people who are higher up on the pay scale than you are will help you to ratchet things up in your life if you want to. So yeah, all of these lessons that we learn, all of these major causes of failure, too little intelligence or maybe too much, lack of purpose in life, lack of education, lack of self discipline, and a bad environment during childhood. All these things can be overcome if we learn to network with other people who are more skilled than we are, and just mastermind with folks. We've got something to bring to the table that they don't have, and they've got something to bring to the table that we don't have. And when we learn to network and mastermind with people like that, things can really happen. We can't all be self made millionaires. And even self made millionaires become millionaires, I think, because they learn how to network and mastermind with the right people. Now, one thing that I use to help me is something I have in my own home business. Check it out if you want to. Ralph'sHomeBiz.com. That's my primary offer. And then Ralph'sHomeBiz.com/offers. That's my link page that my wife helped me to design. And I mean, all my offers are there, but one of them is a mastermind group that I am just getting tremendous value out of. And the main offer, Ralph'sHomeBiz.com, comes with mastermind training on several different levels. If you really want to challenge yourself, to improve yourself, and hold yourself accountable by participating in some of these masterminds, this is a great place to start. May not be for you, but it's definitely for me. So if you wish, check that out. Okay, everybody, this is Ralph signing out. Thank you for showing up. We'll be back tomorrow, 1:11. And what are we going to talk about? Maybe getting a better internet connection. I don't know. How about talking about what is a mastermind alliance and the benefits of a mastermind alliance, a mastermind group? So that'll be tomorrow. The benefits of the mastermind alliance. What is it? What you can hope to achieve by participating in one. So thanks again for dropping by. Ralph signing out. Catch you tomorrow.